Join me as I dive into the chilling world of crime scene investigation and attempt to uncover the dark secrets behind one of America's most harrowing incidents of mass violence. In the early hours of September 25, 1982, in the quiet town of Wilkes Barre, Pennsylvania, a man named George Emil Banks ignited a chain of events that would haunt the region for decades. His name would become synonymous with one of the worst mass slayings the state had ever seen. And now, after serving more than 40 years behind bars, he has died in prison. How does a man who once held a job guarding others turn into the very embodiment of violence? What drives someone to strike out not only at strangers, but at his own children and the mothers of his children? Banks' rampage raises urgent questions about mental health, access to weapons, and a deadly mixture of personal grievance and distorted ideology. Banks, aged 83 at the time of his death, died on Sunday in the state correctional facility known as State Correctional Institution Phoenix in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, from complications related to kidney cancer. His crime spree began after a party where he had been drinking and then, armed with an AR-15 rifle, he attacked homes in Wilkes Barre and the nearby trailer park in Jenkins Township. AP News plus one at his home on Schoolhouse Lane. He killed 5 of his own children, all between the ages of 1 and 6 years old, as well as several of their mothers. Then, dressed in green army fatigues with an ammunition bandolier across his chest, he moved out and attacked others, including teenagers walking from a friend's house. At trial, Banks was convicted of 12 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of third-degree murder. Although originally sentenced to death, his execution was never carried out because the courts found him mentally incompetent to face the death penalty. One chilling self-explanation he offered. Because he was biracial, he claimed he had killed his children to save them from the pain of growing up in a racist society. The key moment came when Banks surrendered after a 4-hour standoff at a friend's home. Police engaged with him, allegedly trying to convince him that his victims were still alive, a tactic to draw him out. He finally gave himself up. The court's decision to spare his execution, despite the scale of his violence, sparked debate. One survivor, Jim Olson, asked in 2012, "What is the sense of having a death penalty if you don't use it or enforce it?" George Emil Banks' death in prison closes a chapter, but the echoes of his violence linger. A man once entrusted with others' safety became a perpetrator of unparalleled horror. His motivations were tangled: personal history, mental illness, belief in societal collapse. His victims, children, mothers, neighbors, paid the ultimate price. The legal aftermath raised questions about how justice deals with extreme crimes and individuals deemed incompetent. If you found this account compelling, please like the video, subscribe to @EchoSoftVanished, and turn on notifications so you won't miss our next deep dive into a chilling, unresolved mystery. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, remember, even the darkest acts leave traces, and we're here to follow them.